Hi guys, it's me George. So today I am in Braes, which is beautiful. It's woodlands. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've been here all day. It is home time, but this video is kind of spur of the moment, but I'm just going to go with it. But today I wanted to talk about Godhead within witchcraft and what that means for me. The ritual that I've done is very much focused on that, and on the way back from that I'm kind of being very mindful of Godhead and deity and divinity, and I kind of wanted to just give some personal reflections as of what that means to me and just kind of some of my own personal thoughts on that, because I don't feel like I've ever really done a lot of these kind of videos, but it might work, might not. Anyway, so for many witches, each person will have different kind of beliefs about Godhead, and each and every individual witch will access Godhead in a myriad of ways, vastly different. For some, it will be consulting and approaching with the Norse pantheon. For some, it will be seeing the gods as an archetype. For some, it will be seeing the gods as separate entities, but also joined up to a kind of universal consciousness. It's kind of me a little bit. For some, it will be just working with the monotheistic god. And guess what? When we work psalms in folk magic, we're praying to God. We're doing psalms. We are praying to Yahweh, the monotheistic god. For some, they can do this and also work with other gods. That's me. Bisexual. But the beauty of it is it differs for each and every individual person, and that is something which I find beyond beautiful. One of the many reasons why I love witchcraft, one of the many reasons why witchcraft as a practice speaks to my soul, speaks to everything I have, is that it teaches me God isn't this big man in the clouds with a white beard. That idea of God has never appealed to me, and actually from being a child it's created some pretty negative reactions that I had years ago. It's never been a concept that I've ever felt comfortable with. Actually, it's kind of been the opposite way. I've kind of been like, fuck that, you know. But that's just for me personally. But for me, Godhead, divinity, deity is everywhere. I mean, look where I am today. Braes. It's fucking stunning. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And, for me, working with deity, working with Godhead, when I work a ritual and I work with Godhead, one of the reasons why I work a ritual, it may be to achieve a specific thing, but one of the reasons why I work with deity is to access Godhead. One of the reasons I work ritual in general is to access Godhead. And there is a belief, there is a quote within traditional witchcraft: the truth lies betwixt the horns. And that is a belief that the horned one, who we call the witch master, the witch lord, the devil, the old one, Robin Goodfellow, he's Bucker, Puck, he has many different names and many different aspects. But we believe that he holds within his horns a torch, a flame of fire. And that fire represents a spark of divinity. It represents pure magic. And betwixt his horns is pure magic. But it represents the inner fire that we each have. You have an inalienable right to access Godhead. Accessing Godhead, everyone has a birth-given right. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to be a certain creed. You don't have to have a certain mindset. You don't have to have a certain sexuality. You do you. Some traditional witches don't even work with Godhead. That's quite common. A lot of traditional witches and folkloric witches will work with spirits, and that's absolutely okay. So I'm not speaking on behalf of everyone, but there are sects of traditional witchcraft, such as the clan of Tubal Cain, focused heavily on Godhead and the idea and the aspect of divinity and Godhead. And that's what I'm talking about. One of the reasons why I love witchcraft with every fibre of my being, my soul, is one of the many reasons, but it teaches me that, you know what? I can access Godhead, but I don't access Godhead in the only way that you access Godhead. You know, I don't access deity and divinity by someone else's way. I access that my way, and it's completely personal to me. You know, it's something that's not kind of almost tailor-made or cardboard cut out or copied. And that's no disrespect to people that do follow a dogmatic, to a degree, well, it is dogmatic set ritual religion, or does follow a religion. That's no disrespect. If that's what kind of gets your socks off and that's what does you do you. You know, who am I to get in the way of your access to divinity? And I'm not going to do that. But for me personally, I feel like I don't want that kind of generic cutout. This is kind of a model that's been made for everyone. The reason I love working witchcraft is because it's saying, what way do you access Godhead? And that, for me, when I work Godhead, look at that, oh, so beautiful. When I work Godhead, I'm accessing it my way. You know, does that make sense? It's just a kind of random thought, but I just thought that I have had and performed so many rituals over the years, and one of the big reasons why I personally perform a ritual is to connect with Godhead. I'm not just accessing, when I work a ritual, I'm not accessing the universal powers. I'm not accessing, I'm not only just accessing Godhead in the universe, I'm accessing Godhead within the trees, within the land, within each blade of grass, and within myself. I'm accessing that aspect of deity and divinity within myself, and I'm calling that up and I'm empowering that. And that is something really, really powerful. Within each person, within each individual, you have an aspect of Godhead within you. And I find something so beautiful about that. And yeah, I don't know. I also love the fact that witchcraft as a belief system, compared to a lot of religions, will not only it won't fear what other religions fear. You know, the aspect of the devil. We see Godhead within that. We see divinity within that. We see sacredness within that. That figure that causes so much uproar and fear, that's an aspect of Godhead. And it's equally valid as an aspect of Godhead that is a lot more lighter than what you would say. You know, that's a lot more conventionally acceptable. There you go. But that is as equally valid an aspect of deity, an aspect of divinity, as that. You know? And that's why I love witchcraft. It doesn't hide. Even though the occult means hidden, witchcraft doesn't hide from the uncomfortable. In fact, it embraces the uncomfortable, but it finds divinity within that. And I love the fact that when I work a ritual, I'm really aware that I am part of everything. I'm part of the trees, I'm part of the birds, I'm part of the land, the water, everything in this planet, everything in the earth that I tread in my day-to-day life. I'm part of that, I'm connected to that. And I think there's something so beautiful about that. Yeah. Maybe this video makes sense, maybe it doesn't, but you know what? Just gonna do it. Once again, I'm not indicating every traditional witch works with Godhead and deity and divinity. I'm not doing that. It's morely just some personal views of me, and I just kind of felt appropriate to share them. I hope you guys have an amazing summer solstice, many solar returns, and yeah, peace.